let's get started. So now I know this may sound crazy, but there's actual scientific data, evidence, and published papers backing everything I'm about to say. So stay with me until the end, and you'll get a better understanding of the world we're heading into. Now, yes, the people of the government can see your dreams and possibly are able to translate your brain waves into tangible images and information in the year 2024. So now this is a presented clip or what basically someone saw or was dreaming about, and they saw the clip and then using their brain waves or information from the brain, they were able to reconstruct an image using brain activity of the clip the person had just saw or test subject, which is amazing. But remember, this is back in like the early 2000s or mid 2000s. We're in 2024. So this technology could be much more advanced, and I'm going to show and explain why. Okay, let's continue. Now, history and invention. In the 2000s, scientists made significant strides in decoding dreams using brain imaging techniques, primarily functional magnetic resonance imaging (fMRI) and electroencephalography (EEG). And here's an in-depth summary of how this was achieved. So a few years after the original clip I had just showed you at the beginning of the presentation, this was a few years later, and you can see how much it's advanced just from a couple years within the early 2000s or like 2010, 2015s. So this was gradually getting better and better even in the early 2000s. Now, the start of dream and brainwave reading. Brain imaging techniques. Researchers utilized fMRI, basically, and EEG machines, or like MRI machines, basically, to monitor brain activity during sleep. fMRI measures blood flow changes in the brain, while EEG records electrical activity from the skull. Now, identifying dream states. During experiments, participants were monitored as they slept, and their brain activity was recorded. Specific patterns of brain activity were identified to correlate with different stages of sleep and dreaming. Mapping brain activity to dreams. Scientists found that certain patterns of brain activity corresponded to particular experiences or imagery. For example, activity in the visual cortex might indicate dreaming about seeing something, while activity in the motor cortex could indicate dreaming about movement. Cortexes are found inside of your brain, guys. Okay, so when you see cortex, think a part of your brain. Okay, the start of dream and brainwave reading. Okay, creating visual reconstructions. Using advanced algorithms and pattern recognition techniques, researchers decoded these brain activity patterns. By training computer models with data from the brain scans, they developed algorithms to predict and reconstruct visual images based on brain activity patterns recorded during sleep. Now, generating dream images. Once the algorithms were trained, researchers were able to generate basic visual representations or reconstructions of what a person was dreaming about. These images, crude at first, but improved over time as the algorithms became more sophisticated. Challenges and limitations. The process faced several challenges, including the complexity of interpreting brain activity patterns, variations in individual dream experiences, and the limited resolution and accuracy of early imaging technologies. Now, ethical and privacy concerns. The ability to decode dreams raised ethical concerns regarding privacy and potential misuse of this technology. Researchers and ethicists debated the implications of accessing and interpreting an individual's private mental experiences. Now, quick summary. Overall, while scientists in the 2000s made significant progress in decoding dreams using brain imaging, the field continued to evolve with advancements in technology and understanding of brain functions. The ability to create images of dreams from brain activity opened new avenues for exploring consciousness, perception, and the inner working of the mind. Now, don't believe me? Here come the sources. Now, states, specifically Colorado, are taking action on data collection from brainwaves. Now, this is being done in 2024 when this brainwave reading technology has advanced to the point where I honestly don't even know. They could be able to do this without these giant MRI machines now. But anyways, to show that this is a real issue and a real problem now, here is an article from the New York Times. So your brain waves are up for sale. A new law wants to change that. The Colorado law extends privacy rights to the neural data increasingly coveted by technology companies. So when states or the government starts making laws like this, you know it's real. It's not a conspiracy. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here's another picture. No data mining in Colorado mines as state passes first U.S. Brainwave privacy law. Once again, this isn't some crazy spook kook story. These guys are being serious. They probably know much more than we do, to be honest. That's why Pelosi's got 200 million. They usually have some good insider information. All right, now controversy. The risk of unauthorized access. Unlike passwords or other forms of identification, biometric data such as brainwaves cannot be easily changed if compromised. This raises concerns about the security of such data and the potential for unauthorized access or misuse of your brain information, like things you think about and image. Invasion of privacy. Biometric data, including brainwaves, is unique to individuals and can reveal highly personal information about their physical and mental states. Collecting and using this data without consent or appropriate safeguards can constitute a serious invasion of privacy, like reading your mind, basically. Now, lack of regulation and oversight, which is the big problem here. In the absence of clear regulations and oversight, there is a risk that companies or entities could misuse biometric data for commercial gain or other purposes not in the best interests of individuals. Okay, so here's an article basically from a very respected news site, the New York Times, with a great reputation for the truth and not lies or shock news. Supporting my claims, there are many more articles I'll show you as well. You can pause the video. You can read this. I just wanted to put real information on here. I didn't want to just, talk without actual evidence. So you can pause, read this. You can pause and read this. And you can pause and read this. Okay. Now, still think this is crazy because maybe you think the New York Times is a liar, or I don't know. Maybe you may not like the New York Times because of their political leanings. But now, bam, here we go. Published paper from uh, a very well respected website that we'll get into, the NIH. Okay, so the NIH, or National Institute of Health, released this paper in April 30th of 2020. So brain recording, mind reading, and neurotechnology, ethical issues from consumer devices to brain-based speech decoding. Okay, so this is from a published university paper. not some bullcrap website. Okay. You can pause and read if you like. Also, I will show you the sources so you can click on the links to go to the published paper or the New York Times article. So, in summary or conclusion, while biometric data includes brainwaves, holds potential. In summary, while biometric data, including brainwaves, holds potential for scientific and technological advancements, its collection and use must be carefully regulated, which it's not, to protect individuals' privacy, autonomy, and fundamental rights. Without appropriate safeguards and ethical considerations, the widespread use of brainwave data could pose significant risk to American citizens' privacies and well-being. Therefore, it is crucial for policymakers, researchers, and society at large to consider these factors when discussing the ethical and legal frameworks surrounding biometric data collection and usage. Here are my sources. Yeah, guys, that's about it. I'm just, trying to get information that I, as a science nerd, basically was reading up back in the early 2000s, but seemed to be trying to be hidden or scrubbed. And I know there's a lot of, I guess, like new people that were born after me that weren't able to have access to this information. So I want you to understand that this is real, guys. They were, you know, for example, I'm sure that maybe you're thinking about something, right? Have you ever thought, not said, but thought about things, and then all of a sudden ads pop up about what you were thinking? That's real. And I know some of you have gone through that. So hopefully my video was informational. Hopefully you can do your own research. I gave a published paper and I gave factual evidence. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below. You guys can go at it, however you want. So, all right, guys, peace.